Alright, folks. So let's get into this news here. So, yesterday was the very first county commissioner meeting in the county of Pasquotank County, which is the county that the city of Elizabeth City resides in. And so I recorded the whole thing. So what we did was we went into the meeting, we being the protesters in Elizabeth City. We went into the meeting and we all pleaded with the commissioners to not increase the sheriff's department budget. And I'm going to be uploading this full meeting. It's about 45 minutes. I'm going to be uploading it as a raw video to my channel after this podcast is done. It's currently uploading. So when the show is finished, I'll, like, you know, put in the title and then post it. But I wanted to play my segment, of course, because I'm a narcissist. And we'll go from there. Yeah, so we had, I just, like, I was recording their screen. Alright, so this fella right here was the only person that wasn't with us, that discussed the subject matter. And I just want to play a little tidbit of this.
Keep that up. I go to the senior center for months. We've been asking about the lights to be fixed. The city hasn't done that yet either. And there'll be more brought on that once the land issue is brought ahead onto whether what we can actually do with it or not. But as far as the city goes, one more statement on that. I walk, everybody knows I walk 5 to 6 miles a day. And I live in the county, but I come over town and use the sidewalks. The city matters, black matters, Mexican, all of us matter. Move our statue.
So he says our statue. In regards to the Confederate monument, he says our statue. This motherfucker says our statue. Right? Okay. Like, there's a few other greatest hits. I highly recommend watching this full thing, but this guy, now I just want to provide an alternative world. Right? If we, the protesters, did not go into this county commissioner meeting, this would have been the only speaker. This would have been the only speaker. I want to be very fucking clear.
Black men fought in that war as well as white men did. Scratching, forget it. If they can do that, why would we move our statue? Black men fought in that war as well as white men did. And everybody in this room knows that.
You can hear me trying not to laugh. This motherfucker says black men fought in the Civil War as an excuse and a reason to keep up a Confederate statue. You know, the side of the war that was committing fucking human rights atrocities such as slavery and tried to commit a genocide of black people that were trying to escape to the north to go, quote, fight in that war. So I'm trying my best not to laugh here, but holy shit, it gets like, this guy was crazy. He was saying how Black Lives Matter, BLM isn't Black Lives Matter, it's burn, loot, murder or some shit. Guy's crazy. But I want to be very clear, and I don't want to highlight this and then, like, you know, take any effort away from anyone else that was up here. We had a lot of brilliant speakers, as you can see, come up and give their 20 cents. And I went up there as well, and I have the full video, and it's going to be uploaded. And I would rather y'all just watch it yourself, and you can feel you know, the pain that the city has been going through. But another thing that I want to say is we all went up there and we said our piece. After we left, the county commissioners 8-0 voted unanimously to raise the police budget for the sheriff's department. So, think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's some crazy shit. So, I wanted to play my little segment here.
Hello, is this thing on? And then the next person is James Saunders and then Shoal Morrison.
I think that it is a little ridiculous of a concept to postulate increasing the sheriff's budget after they kill someone unlawfully. I think it provides an incentive for them to continue to murder people unlawfully, and I think it's ridiculous, ludicrous, and evil, and I yield my time.
So that's me, that's what I said. Everyone's clapping because I'm incredible and smart. But my perspective here was I had my basic point that I wanted to get across, and I had two options. Option one, get the point across and yield my time, right? Succinct. Option two, continue going for the entirety of the 3 minutes and then have to get escorted out of the building. So I chose option one on this one. And, I think it went pretty well. Again, they voted 8-0 unanimously to increase the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department's budget, providing them an official incentive to murder people. Again, think about the order of operations. They illegally executed, unlawfully, an unarmed black man, right? And on the 2-month anniversary of his death, yesterday was June 21st, Andrew Brown was murdered on April 21st, right? On the 2-month anniversary of his death, they gave the murderers a pay increase. So you go out and kill someone, and then you get money for it. Are these bounty hunters? Are they assassins? Are they mercenaries? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're mercenaries. They're paid bounty hunters. So you murder someone, get a month in paid vacation, and then get a pay increase. And notice how when I'm speaking out here, this guy who looks like he's drunk isn't even looking at me. Notice how this guy's just sitting there like, oh, right? All these motherfuckers are ridiculous cowards, man. And I can't imagine what kind of fucked up bullshit is going through your brain to be a black county commissioner and supporting the murder of unarmed black men in the place that you live. I couldn't even conceive of the cognitive dissonance and self-hatred that's got to go on in this motherfucker's brains. Seriously. This is some fucked up shit, man. Lord have mercy. And I want to play another part that I thought was important. So, look at these motherfuckers. They were standing in the back guarding. And, so Kirk Rivers went up there to give his piece. He got his 3 minutes. And as soon as he had his timer hit, I got up and walked out. Now, my thing was, we went in there saying we're not going to stay, we're just going to leave immediately. So I took that to mean we're going to leave immediately. So Kirk Rivers is done, and I get up and I walk out. And so I get the fuck out of here. And so I walk into the hallway here. I get a little lost. And then we have these guys. This is Chief Deputy Dumb Twat Face Fogg. This is the guy that does the videos with Sheriff Tommy Wooten. This is the, I have a black friend guy who gets on camera to talk about how Andrew Brown was a drug dealer and deserved the death penalty. This guy right here, I haven't seen this guy in a while. This is this guy like Andrews or something. Like, I don't know what's going on with that shirt, man. Like, it's like, get a bigger shirt. Like, sorry. Like, if you can't rock a fucking 2X, get the 3X. Like, seriously, it's a huge problem. But anyway, so I get the hell out of here. And so I decide to wait for everyone else. And I want to, I don't know where I'm at.
I'm glad I don't know how this plays.
So I want to play this part here. Just wait until everyone's done. So wait for the reaction here. Just like. Look at these motherfuckers. What's so funny? You think that's funny? Look at that. See that? As soon as we leave, these motherfuckers say, alright, we can go home, and they're chuckling. And then they all go home. So they brought in 7 sheriff's deputies. There's usually 0, maybe 1. They brought in 7 sheriff's deputies. Right? They were laughing at us the whole time in the background. At the back of the courtroom, or what, not, you know, whatever it is. Right? They laughed at us. And then when we left, they laughed at us again. And then they all went home. You want to know why they're laughing? Because they just got a fucking pay raise. A unanimous vote to raise their paychecks. So now they can go home and they can buy a fucking 24-pack instead of a 12-pack. They're going to be showered in money. Blood money. Because they're fucking freak shows. They're fucking freaks, dude. These people are freaks. Seriously. They are fucking freaks. These are the motherfuckers that belong in jail. These are the motherfuckers that belong in Guantanamo. These are the motherfuckers that should be just launched into space, dude. They're useless parasites. They murder an unarmed father of 7, and they get paid for it. I really don't know how I could possibly encapsulate how ridiculous and disgusting that is. It's horrifying. And then they all laughed in our faces about it. Alright, so I want to get some coverage of the protest because I did not post on Twitter yesterday because I was a little tilted, and so I didn't really want to post on Twitter because I was just really fucking pissed off. So we got this banner here, which is super cool, and so again I just wanted to show like the banners, like woo, look at that shit. So we march all the way down. I think I got some good photos there. There you go. We march all the way down through Ehringhaus Street once again. And as you can see here, there's some folks, there's some people. This is me in the background. There's really like nothing, like no real incidents or anything in the march. It was a relatively standard march. A lot of people were on edge. A lot of people were very upset because of the bullshit that we had just endured. Going in there, speaking our mind, and then getting laughed at. And then killers, assassins, and bounty hunters got a pay increase. So people were very, very uneasy. People were very, very upset. And so we basically marched, and that was that. You know, I mean, like, obviously other things happened, but I mean, I'm not going to go ahead and give y'all all of our secrets on a public platform. But needless to say, I consider what the county commissioners did yesterday, I consider that to be an inciting event. I consider that to be an escalation of force. I consider that to be an incentive to assassinate other citizens. So if a sheriff's deputy gets out of an SUV with a gun and shoots me down in the middle of a protest, are they going to get a pay increase? Right? Probably. Probably. Like, what is to prevent them? The law doesn't prevent them, because what they did was illegal. It was unconstitutional. So the law doesn't prevent them. The Pasquotank County's own sheriff, Tommy Wooten II, wrote his handbook of rules and guidelines for his deputies that says that they cannot shoot at a moving vehicle. That didn't stop them. Having body cameras on and recording the entire incident, that didn't stop them from murdering Andrew Brown. 62 days of non-violent protest didn't stop them. What is to stop them from doing this again? When every single thing that has occurred of positions of power is telling them, do it again, do it again. You got paid vacation. You increased your profile within the department. You got everyone else, including yourself, a pay raise. Think about how everyone else is going to be treating Robert Morgan, Daniel Mees, Aaron Llewellyn as heroes. You got us a pay raise! Hell yeah! Good job! They probably marched back in on their first day after paid vacation to cheers and applause. We're going to get a pay raise because of y'all? Thanks. Now, that's not to even say they're getting a hell of a lot of overtime pay dealing with protests. What's to stop them from doing this again when every single thing that's occurred is providing an incentive for them to continue this kind of behavior? I seriously ask you that. It's fucking ridiculous. And yesterday was day 62 of nonviolent, peaceful protest. And what have we accomplished? Someone let me know. Because I've been looking. I've been looking for a single win when it comes to actual positions of power. Now again, I can talk about wins when it comes to affecting the economy of Elizabeth City, when it comes to businesses and corporate-owned chain restaurants. That's a win. I can talk about a win when it comes to exhausting police resources and, you know, making it so that they can't, you know, do patrols and arrest people for smoking weed on the side of the street as much. I consider that a win. I consider having a community of people that had previously not known much of each other, or not known each other at all, meeting each other and becoming good friends and being more organized. I consider that a win. But what is the win when it comes to the power structures? A Black Lives Matter mural on the street? Whoa. By the way, they're not even paying the guy who's doing it. The city of Elizabeth City can spend $500,000 on police overtime, but can't pay an artist to write Black Lives Matter on a street. They're forcing them to do it for free. Unpaid labor. Unpaid labor. What does that sound like to you? Hey, Juneteenth's a holiday now, though. Huge win, folks. I hope you live long enough to see next year's. Shit's fucked up, man. Has been fucking conservative or very conservative. The two genders. Woo! Dev J, I haven't heard about that one yet. Hey Hoss, what's up? I mean, I'm telling you this right now, folks. Like, Joe Biden's talking about a 3x increase in local police budgets. So let's assume, alright, we have a huge win and we defund the police in Elizabeth City. Let's assume that they didn't get that pay raise. The sheriff's department didn't get that pay raise. Joe Biden is 3 times increasing funding to local police departments. Barack Obama started a program during his presidency, his reign of terror, started a program that allows excess military equipment to be transferred to local police departments. So a lot of this shit, they don't even have to pay for. So we're giving them 3 times the money. And we're giving them, because we're increasing the military budget, which means that they're getting the excess military equipment for free. Maybe they have to pay shipping and handling. So they're getting a bunch of free guns, a bunch of free costumes, a bunch of grenades, rocket launchers, sniper rifles. You know, Elizabeth City Police Department has a sniper unit. A sniper unit for a town of 18,000 people. Who the fuck are they gonna snipe? Why are they doing that? Well, because the military is giving them a bunch of goddamn guns. For free. So what the fuck do they need the extra money for? If they're given all the equipment for free, what are they spending the money on? Right, salaries. To hire more fucking criminal cops. That's what they're spending the fucking money on. They're spending the money on hiring 3 times the policemen to patrol and occupy city streets. That's what they're fucking spending their goddamn money on. Y'all thought 2020 was bad when Trump was in office? I got news for you, motherfucker. This summer is going to be bad. At least when Trump was in office, media would talk about protests. Have you heard anything about Elizabeth City in mainstream media? Nope. Have you heard anything about any of the other uprisings going on in mainstream media? Nope. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is postulating basically multiplying the police forces in small cities by 3 times. It's ridiculous. And I'm telling you this right now. Nonviolent protest doesn't work. I'm just throwing that out there. Now, it doesn't mean I don't support it. Doesn't mean I won't continue to do it. But what it means is that it doesn't work. Doomer segment. Maybe I smoked a little bit too much before the show, but I mean, Doomer. I mean, I'm just telling y'all. I am telling y'all. We had motherfuckers go in there and cry. And they all looked at us in the face and laughed at us. Meanwhile, look at the census. They're taking their sweet time with that. Look at the 2020 election and how Democrats got steamrolled in local elections. Look who's going to be in charge of redistricting. What are we supposed to do, vote? Who are we voting for? All the districts, all the county lines are all fucking gerrymandered. Republicans are in every fucking seat of power. And the Democrats that have any seats of power, they're useless. They're useless garbage. The city council in Elizabeth City, useless. Useless fucking garbage. That's not to say that the people on the city council individually are bad. It's to say that they're useless. They have no power. They control nothing. They will provide nothing. They will not help anyone. And they are just there for their own personal brand building exercise. And again, that's not to say they're bad people. I would prefer to have people that are more in terms with my like-minded thoughts on the city council than a bunch of white Confederate racists. Absolutely. And I'm not saying that everyone on the city council in Elizabeth City is necessarily a bad person. What I'm saying is they have no power. What I'm saying is they can't get anything done. The mayor has no power. They can't get anything done. Those that have power are Republicans. Those that have power are race traders and class traders. Those that have power are those that have decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spit on my brothers and sisters just for a little bit of the sweet, sweet cash. Those are the people that have real power. And guess what? We're not going to get any fucking closer to changing that. Who are you going to vote for? Alright, let's assume the city council is filled with a bunch of people like me, the people that think like I do. Let's assume all of the members of the city council in Elizabeth City and the mayor think exactly like I do. What are they going to do? Remember last year when we had a pandemic? Right? Which is still happening, by the way. But when people were reacting to the pandemic, the governor, who's a Democrat of North Carolina, instituted a statewide mask mandate. You know what the police and the sheriff's department did in Elizabeth City? They said, we're not going to enforce it. It was the law. Their job is law enforcement. You know what they said? Who cares? Whatever. I'd rather arrest a black man for smoking weed than try to help a public health crisis. Fuck them. How many weed smokers can we throw in the jails this weekend? That's what they said. So let's assume, alright, we pass a fucking resolution to defund the police. The governor will step in, give them their money back. The president will step in, give them their money back. Okay. So what's the next step? Take over the county? How are you going to do that? How the fuck are you going to do that? These motherfuckers are sellouts, they're racists, and they're fucking demons. Legit. Their fucking people are crazy. Alright, what about the state government, the state legislature? Don't even get me started. This is North Carolina, bro. After last year's census, this shit is fucked. Useless. It's useless. Hey, the governor's a Democrat. Has he done anything? At all? Anything at all? No. On like day 4 of our protest, he said they should release the body camera. And then he ignored us for another month and a half until we got a meeting with him. And he said he's coming over sometime soon. Don't know when. Meanwhile, the North Carolina state legislature, including Democrats in the North Carolina state legislature voted for a House bill that says that gatherings of more than 3 people can be declared riots. And if you are arrested at a riot, that you will be charged with a felony. Democrats voted for that. 60 days, 62, of nonviolent, peaceful protesting. And Democrats, I think they voted for this when it was at like 30 or 40 days, but still, Democrats voted in a way that would make us all felons for just asking the sheriff's department to release the motherfucking tape. So what is voting gonna do? Outside of building up other people's personal brands. What is voting gonna do to prevent unarmed black men from being shot in the back of the head as they're trying to escape a lynching and an execution by Klansmen? What's gonna stop that? Nothing's gonna stop that. We're fucked. And I'm not saying you should give up. Because if you give up, you're no better than them. You're no better than those motherfucking cowards on the fucking county commissioner meetings. If you give up and do nothing. What are you even doing? Does that mean, like, because we can't have wins, does that mean that we shouldn't try? Hell no. You should pull out every tactic in the book. You should try as hard as you possibly can, given your circumstances in life, to fight for what's right. Because over time, maybe in 10, 20, 30 years, maybe the amount of unarmed black men that are shot by cops will be half as much as it is now. Maybe. Maybe. Is it going to be zero? Probably not. But hey, maybe instead of shooting someone in the back of the head who's running away, maybe they'll shoot them in the shoulder or in the fucking leg. Remember Joe Biden said they shouldn't aim for the head, they should aim for the leg. Remember that? Maybe, right? And is that better? I guess. Shit's fucked. This shit's fucked, man. Remember all that gaslighting that was going on during the election? And hell, I agree, and I still agree, Biden is better than Donald Trump, for sure. People need to know how useless the Democrats are. The Democrats are not our friends. The Democrats are there to kill us. And smile while they do it. The Republicans, they just want to commit full-scale genocide as soon as possible. The Democrats are the ones who are funding the prisons. Look at Kamala Harris. Look how she got her career started. She's the vice motherfucking president of the United Goddamn States. Look how she started her career. Caping for private prisons. Locking people up for marijuana. Then, during the election, she was like, we're going to decriminalize it. Vote for me. It's June 22nd, Kamala. What the fuck? You've been in office for 6 months. Still haven't done anything. These motherfuckers are crazy. But again, I'm not telling you this because I want you to be depressed. I'm going off on I'm just going off, Jesse. I see y'all. Let me have my little moment here. I'm not telling you this because I want you to be depressed or I want you to give up, because I don't. I won't. I'm not going to give up. You think I'm going to fucking give up? I'm not going to give up. Why would I give up? I've been marching every single day for 62 days in a row. You think I'm just going to give up? That's what they want us to do. They want us to give up. I consider it a win when I insult these officers to their face. That's a win. They need to know that they're not respected. I consider it a win when I mock the mayor, the city council people who don't care, the county commissioners who don't care. If they hear how loud we hate them, that's a win. Because if we weren't there, I want to remind everyone, if we were not in that county commissioner meeting, the only person that would have spoke was someone that said Black Lives Matter, more like burn, loot, murder. And you can go watch the full fucking thing. That would have been the only person that would have spoke on the subject. But the net result is the same. Assassins and bounty hunters, mercenaries, got a pay bump for executing an unarmed black man in a school zone. Someone with 7 children, they got a pay raise for missing while they were trying to execute the unarmed black man and shooting into a neighbor's house, potentially killing them. They got a pay raise for shooting into their own vehicles. That's right. The sheriff's deputies that were trying to execute Andrew Brown, they're not that great at shooting guns. They missed a couple times, shot into a neighbor's house in a school zone. They shot a couple bullets into their own van that was on a perpendicular road. So they almost killed each other, and they got a pay raise. Anyway, I like, again, I'm not telling you this because I want you to give up, because that's the exact opposite. What I'm telling you is we need to organize and we need to come up with some better motherfucking tactics, because this ain't doing jack fuck all. This shit is not working. What is the end game? Seriously, what is the end game? There is none. The only end game I can concoct is community outreach and organizing. That's it. That's the only end game. Is you and me, buddy. Your neighbor, my neighbor. Those that live on my block, those that live in my city. That's the end game. That's what life's all about. Enjoying your time. Spending your time with people that you care about and the people that care about you. Doing things that you believe is right. Helping people so that they can help you. That's what we should be focusing our energy on. Because these elections, now again, we need to have people that run in them. Because if we don't, it's going to get a hell of a lot worse. So we can prevent the bleed out. But we're not going to be sewing up this wound. You can pull the knife 2 inches out. Right? But that's a hell of a lot different than pulling it all the way out and healing the wound. We're not even close to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, we're not even close. And look at this bullshit. Joe Biden's up there talking about how the economy is soaring back. What? Millions of people are about to lose their houses because the eviction moratorium is expiring. But the economy is doing better than ever. What? I know people that struggle to put food on their tables, that can barely feed their children. But the economy is doing great. What? Cost of living is skyrocketing. Gas prices skyrocketing. Electricity bills skyrocketing. We can't even have clean fucking water. Elizabeth City has 300 times the healthy, safe limitations of chloroform, in the water, in the tap water, and it varies on the day-by-day level. Sometimes it's as high as 500 to 600 times the health limit. We don't even have clean fucking water, but they can pay $500,000 for police overtime. They can give sheriff's deputies who murdered a man in our city $300,000 of salary increases, but we can't have clean water? What? What? I mean, it boils down to the concept that, again, government is criminal. It is an institution of corruption built by corrupted individuals to mask their own corruption. The same motherfuckers who wrote a document saying all people are created equal had slaves, treated their spouses as chattel, treated poor people as useless. Again, in the original draft of the Constitution, you had to be a land-owning white man to vote. You could have been a white as motherfucking hell, man, but you don't own land, you're a renter, and therefore you can't vote. But they talked a big game. They made it seem like they were cool and chill. It was all to mask their corruption. Every single step is gaslighting. The Constitution is one giant gaslight. We'll throw you a bone. The freedom of the press and the right to peacefully assemble. I'm telling you, media got arrested in Elizabeth City. We had mothers and grandmothers arrested on the sidewalk. Journalists with USA Today were arrested in Elizabeth. Freedom of the press? What? That's gaslighting. There is no Bill of Rights. There is no Constitution. Those are just words on a piece of paper. That shit ain't the law of physics. That shit's not gravity. Shit's not the laws of thermodynamics, bro. It's a fucking piece of paper. It means nothing. The toilet paper that I wipe my ass with means more than the Constitution of the United States. At least that's serving me a purpose. Anyway, that's my spiel.